In 2008, a family moved into a new house. It was quiet, peaceful, perfect. But within days, they started noticing something strange. The house was recording them. The Carter family had been searching for a new home for months. When they found the house, it seemed too good to be true. Low price, beautiful design, no previous issues reported. It was located just outside a small town, isolated but comfortable. They moved in within a week. At first, everything felt normal. The kids chose their rooms, the parents set up the living area. It was the start of a new life. But something about the house felt off. On the third night, the father woke up to a faint sound, a clicking noise coming from somewhere in the house. He got up and checked every room. Nothing. No broken appliances, no open windows. But the sound didn't stop. Click, 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 as if something was being recorded. Days later, while cleaning the attic, they found something unusual. A small hidden camera. Old, dusty, but still connected. Confused, they searched further and found more. Behind walls, inside vents, under furniture. The entire house was filled with cameras. They decided to check where the cameras were connected. In the basement, they found an old computer system, still running. When they opened the files, they froze. The system had been recording everything, not just now, but for years. Videos of previous families, conversations, private moments, everything. But then, they saw something impossible. Footage from inside their own house, recorded before they even moved in. The same rooms, the same furniture, and people who looked exactly like them, living the same life, repeating the same actions. The family started noticing patterns. Everything they did had already happened. Every movement, every conversation. It was like they were following a script or being watched and controlled. One night, they decided to leave, pack everything, escape the house. But when they reached the door, it wouldn't open. The lights flickered, and the clicking sound returned, louder than ever. Click, click, click. Then suddenly, the screens in the house turned on, showing them standing at the door from another angle. The next morning, the house was empty. No family, no signs of struggle, just silence. And in the basement, a new video file appeared, labeled New Residence, Recording Complete. The Carter family disappeared without a trace. No bodies, no evidence. But that wasn't the end of the story. Because weeks later, another family moved into the same house, and they had no idea they were already being recorded. The house was quickly put back on the market. No mention of the previous family, no records, no warnings. It was as if they never existed. A new family, the Harris family, moved in. A couple with one daughter, excited for a fresh start. At first, everything seemed normal, just like before. On the first night, the daughter said something strange. "I feel like someone is watching me." Her parents laughed it off, but later that night, the same sound returned. Click, click, click. The exact same sound. Days later, the father discovered the basement, and inside, the same old computer system, still running. He opened the files, and what he saw made his blood run cold. Videos of the Carter family, their final night, their panic, their disappearance. The footage showed something new, something the previous family never saw. In the shadows of the room, a figure, standing still, watching them, always present, but never noticed. Slowly, the Harris family began experiencing the same events, the sounds, the cameras, the feeling of being watched. Even their daily routine started matching the Carter family's recordings, exactly, step by step. The daughter found something hidden in her room, a small note, left behind. It read, "Don't trust the house." Below it, another message. "It's not just recording, it's learning." The father rushed to the basement, opened the system again, and saw a new file, dated tomorrow. He clicked it. The video started playing. It showed his family running, screaming, trying to escape, but failing. The next day, the house was silent again, empty, another family gone. And deep inside the system, a new folder appeared. Subjects updated. The house had already taken 2 families. No trace, no explanation. But years later, someone decided to go back inside. And what they discovered was far more terrifying than anyone expected. Years after the disappearances, the house stood abandoned. No one lived there anymore. People in the town avoided it. They called it cursed. But one day, a group of investigators arrived. They had heard the stories, and they wanted answers. As they stepped inside, everything felt frozen in time. Dust covered the furniture. The air was heavy, silent, too silent. One of them whispered, "It feels like we're not alone." They moved slowly through the house until they reached the basement. The same basement, the same system, still running after all these years. The screen suddenly flickered on, and a new file appeared, dated today. They opened the file. The video started playing. At first, it showed the empty house. Then, it showed them, standing in the room from a different angle. One of them said, "That's not possible." As they kept watching, something appeared in the background, a shadow standing behind them, not moving, just watching. But when they turned around, there was nothing there. Panic started to spread. They checked the house again, every room, every corner, nothing. But the cameras were still recording. And then they understood. The house wasn't just recording, it was reacting, learning. Suddenly, the lights began to flicker. Doors slammed shut. The front door wouldn't open. They were trapped. The same thing that happened before was happening again. The screens turned on by themselves, showing different angles of the house, every room, every movement. And on one screen, they saw something horrifying. Themselves, standing still, not moving, as if frozen in time. The next day, the house was silent again, empty. No investigators, no evidence, just the system, still running, and a new file, labeled, subjects recorded.